covering some new tools and some new aspects that you could design in Illustrator. And the inspiration for this video is going to be this kind of an image. I'll try and create a replica of this sort of an image, and you might have seen, the t-shirts, there, which have like the text warped inside a kind of shape, such as in this case it's a circular image, and then we've got these text and these graphics designed in it. So it's all possible in Illustrator, and we'll try and work through the tools that will help us achieve this kind of an effect. So I'm going to go into the new file and just A4 and in the landscape mode and create it. Okay. And the first tool that I would use is, of course, just using the ellipse tool, which is here. So if I long press on it, I'll get the ellipse tool, and I can just quickly create a ellipse for my graphics and my text. Okay. I don't want the stroke, like with the boundary of the ellipse, I really do not want. But what I really want is to fill this with a color, so I can just choose black for the like just to start with it, and then of course you can change the colors later. So I've got this ellipse here, and then what I'm gonna do, if you look at the image, you see this text over here is like completely warped inside the image, and then there is this white arc kind of shapes over here, which is basically like separating these two texts. Okay, so we are going to create these arcs using the pen tool, which is here. So I'm just gonna get the pen tool, and you gotta click here and then go and inside, just while clicking, just click here, but don't release it. So while clicking, you can actually turn this arc into whatever shape you want. Okay, so this looks good, and then I can just go out like that, and this will also create a kind of an arc, right? And what I'm gonna do now is, while this is selected, I'm gonna go and make the fill as no fill, because I only want the arc and not really the colors inside the arc. And for the stroke, I want the stroke, let's say, to be in any other different color, and then I'm going to increase the width of it, yeah, just to see it more clearly. Here I can adjust it if I want, like that. Okay, I can even rotate it so that it is in the right shape. Like if you want to rotate it a little bit, you can do that, but I think I'm okay with this shape. Then Control C and Control V, so I'll create two arcs, which are going to be like my two different sections in my graphics, where I can actually place the text. Okay, just like it's summer vibes here, I can just work with the same text. I can place summer here and vibes here. So these two are done. What I can do now is just go on and select the entire graphic, and then I'm going to go to object, and I'm going to expand it. Okay, if you remember from my previous tutorial, we had actually whenever we work with text, we use the create outlines, which converts that text into graphic. And the same we have to do for any shapes that we use or arcs that we use. We have to expand them, which is basically saying that I don't want them to be treated as shapes anymore. I want them to be converted into graphic files, okay, which could be edited, which could be divided, which could be merged with anything else. So this step is really important. So expand, and you don't need to change anything here. It just turns this into a graphic. Okay, the other thing that you need to do is just select everything here, and then from the right hand side, from the Pathfinder window here, you should divide this. Okay, division is important because I want, let's say, let me show you that. Yeah, let me ungroup it and show you. So this part is treated differently because there will be some other graphic taking this place. This part is going to be having the summer as text, and this part is going to have the vibes as the text. So that's why I divided these into different sections. Okay, so first I expanded the graphic, and then I divided it, and the last thing that I need to do is just get rid of these red colored arcs. So for that, we have a tool called Magic Wand tool, which I don't see here in the tool. So probably I'm just gonna go and search, look for it. Yeah, Magic Wand, this is the tool. So I'm gonna use Magic Wand tool, and I'll just click on these two, and I'll just press the delete button. So those two arcs are gone. What I'm gonna do now, I'll just place this aside so that I have space for my text. Okay, And then I'm gonna quickly go to the text tool here and I'm going to write the text that I want. So summer, that's my first text, and the other one I can just write here, wipes, right? I can select these and I can use any font, maybe anything which is bold would be good. And this also I need to vibes, okay? And then selecting this, I'll press E. E gives me this kind of a transform thing. And then if you press Shift and place the marker on the very corner, you can actually freely transform it. Not freely, actually uniformly transform it from all the sides without, sort of distorting the shape of it. So again, I'll press E here. And while I'm holding down Shift key, I will go on to this. It's so difficult without the mouse, but anyway, I'll try. Yeah, Shift and then like that. Okay, so the text should be as big as you feel it's gonna fit in there. Okay, you can actually just make it bigger even when you fit in there, but just choose something which you think approximately is gonna take that place. Okay, then with the text, as we always do, I'm going to hold down Shift and select both the text, and I'm going to go to type and create outlines because now I want them to be converted into graphics. Okay, now I want to go ahead and put this summer inside this portion. Okay, this is already a separate portion because I had divided this. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, one thing before I actually start superimposing this text onto that area, I'll click on this area where I want to put the text and I'm going to right click and I'm going to arrange it to bring it to front. Okay, there is a reason behind it and you'll just see in a few seconds why I'm arranging it and bringing it to front. So I bring it to front, and then while this area is selected, I also press hold down Shift key and select the text that I want to put there. And then I'm going to go to object and I'm going to go to this envelope distort option, and I'm going to choose this option called make with top object. Okay, so that's the reason why we put that area in the top, because that's going to blend the text with the top object. So I just, as soon as I press this, it's going to take that text and it's going to warp it there. Okay, the same thing I'm going to do here. I'll just take that area, right click, arrange, bring it to front. Okay, and while this is selected, I'm also going to hold down the Shift key, uh, take this text and going to do the same thing. Just go to object, envelope distort, and then make with top object. So you'll get that text. Okay, now as you had learned in my previous videos also, it's always possible to play around with this text. Okay, like if this S doesn't look right to you, or if this distance between any two letters just seems too complicated to you or makes it unreadable, you can always just change that, right? So if I want to just play around with this one, I'll just click on this one and I'm going to object and expand it. Okay, and I have it there, and then using this direct selection tool, I can actually just go around and do things with it. Like if I just select this, if I want to make the um, make it move somewhere else, or I want to make the edges rounded like that, so I was able to do that. Yeah, the other way that I had talked about in my video was also using the pencil tool. So if you want to, let's say, work around with this V, you can use the pencil tool and you can always like go ahead and draw the shape that you would actually want to see. Yeah, you can fix the S as well. So all of that is also possible when you have superimposed the text there. Okay, so this area is all ready. All that I have to do now is to work on this top graphic, which is like a sun and its rays coming out. That's also not super complicated. We can actually just work with an ellipse again. So I'm going to go and draw another ellipse for that sun part of it. Yeah, so I think that much is enough. All right, and I think I should change the color so that I can clearly see the rays and the sun, and you can always change the colors later. It's just for your reference right now. Okay, so I've got the ellipse here. The next thing that I want to do is to draw the rays of the sun, which I'm going to use, for which I'm going to use the line tool here. It's called the line segment tool, and I can just go ahead and draw a line there. Yeah, like that. Yeah, and I think I should just pick this up and place it right from the very center of the okay, can't really see why this is Or maybe I should first change the stroke and see it clearly and increase the thickness of it so that I can, yeah, I can place it there then. There, yeah. And also, yes, it's better to change the color so that it's a different color than the sun, so I will be able to see it clearly. Okay, it's not still in the very, yeah, here. This is better. So I've got this, and then what I want to do is just create these sun rays like from here at an angle of maybe 5 degree or 10 degree. But you can imagine, like if I can command C and command V, like copy and paste this, and I start changing the angle of the rays and spread it nicely, it will take a long time, and it may also not be accurate. So there is a easier way to do it. So while this line is selected, what you need to do is just go and find your rotate tool. Okay, this is here, it's called rotate. You, even if you press the key R on your keyboard, that will also give you this rotate tool. So while this rotate tool is selected, what you need to do, you need to hold down the option key on your keyboard and press right in the center of the circle, okay, which is going to open this menu. You choose the angle as 10 degree or 5 degree, whatever you want, and then click on copy. Okay, so it's going to create a copy of that same line from the center of the circle at an angle of 10 degree. Okay, I don't have to repeat the same steps again and again to create those sun rays. You can actually just use the key combinations Command D. D is for duplicate. So when I press Command D, it creates one more line. Command D, and just keep doing it. Yeah, until you reach a point where you are happy with the sun rays. Okay, we have to now take this and superimpose it there, but there are a few steps that I would like to do before I do that. So I'm going to first of all use the selection tool, and while I'm holding down the shift key, I'm going to actually just select all the sun rays. I don't want the sun to be there in this selection because I just want to group the sun rays. The reason is that I want to pick this whole thing and place it in the black portion. And if I don't group it, it's gonna be like all the lines are separate and it'll be a mess when I try to pick it and put it there. So I'm going to just take all of them and then group them here. Okay, so that becomes like one object. Okay, the other thing that I'll do is just take the sun, right click, and I will arrange it to bring it to front because that's how I want it. Yeah, and the last thing before I pick this entire shape and try and place it there, I'm going to select the whole thing here and also just go to object and expand it because I don't want them as lines and ellipses but as graphics. Okay, so there you go. So I've got this whole thing. I'm going to pick this whole thing here and try and place it here wherever you want it. Okay, you can in fact rotate it, like if you see the sun rays, one of the sun rays missing over here, so you could rotate this graphic as well, but it's just the same thing. Yeah, I'll keep it short, my video short, so that I'm not gonna do the rotation right now, but it's the same thing. You press the R key and you can get that going. Okay, but before that I'll just take the whole thing and bring it in the middle so that I can actually zoom things properly and show you. Okay, so here it is, and what I want to do is maybe a little bit here. Yeah, so what I want to do is, of course, I don't want this whole sun. I want it to be as an arc like this, like alongside this arc. So I want to cut that portion over there. So for that, there is an easier way to do it. You just click on this black shape, the black shape, and then holding down the shift key, also select the sun. Okay, and then there's a key combination called shift M, which activates another tool. Okay, and then you can see these portions, right? So you bring down your mouse here, press option, hold down the option key and click here. Okay, so that portion which was extra and was overlapping on the text is gonna go away. Okay, so that being done, the last thing that I want to do is just cut these sun rays and create that hollow area like these, this hollow area. I want to do that. So in my previous video also I had told you something about this tool called minus front, which basically takes the whole shape and minuses or subtracts the thing which is in front. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this black portion and I'm going to select this rays. Okay, and this is another reason why I grouped the rays, because if I'll have to select each one of them individually, it will of course take time and not going to be super accurate. So while I've selected the black portion and the rays, I'm going to hold down Option and Command keys on my keyboard, and I'm going to just click on minus front. Okay, when I do that, I get a graphic like that. Okay, now it's your choice. You can go ahead and change the the colors of the graphics, whatever you want, how you want it to appear on your t-shirt. You could even change this to something else if you like it to be a bit of a lighter color. There are gradients also available, by the way. You could explore that. Okay, so depends on how you want it. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not able to change the color of this text for some reason. Yeah, it's there. Okay, probably I wasn't holding it down properly. So yeah, whatever you like. I mean, it should, for this one it doesn't change for some reason. Okay, I'll check that out. Probably my Illustrator is also not super friendly with me right now, or maybe it's I haven't expanded it, maybe, and that's the reason. So if I expand it, it's probably gonna take the color that I want. Yeah, there you go. So you need to expand the text in order to do it. Okay, these are horrible looking colors right now, by the way, but I just wanted to show you how this is gonna work. And then this is one design which you could easily print on a sticker paper and you can put it on a t-shirt. Okay, we could talk about the sizes and everything later, but this is how graphics like these could be made. And all that I've used is some pen tools, text tools from here, and some of the Pathfinder options over here. Okay, so that's about it.